Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, we are going to be continuing to look at some of the darkest and craziest secrets of some of the characters in Grand Theft Auto 5. Now, today's theme is going to be celebrities of the GTA 5 universe, and we're going to be taking a look at 5 characters, including Dr. Friedlander, Jay Norris, Jock Cranley, Lazlo, and Poppy Mitchell, who are all celebrities, if you can see my air quotes, in Grand Theft Auto 5. Now, if you have any suggestions for me on who I should cover next or in a future video, please be sure to let me know in the comments section down below. And if you happen to learn one new thing or interesting fact about these characters, be sure to drop it a like rating as well. But of course, without the way, let's not waste any more time and let's get it started. Okay, so let's start with Dr. Isaiah Friedlander. Now, this character is very interesting because I think he was the first voice you hear in Grand Theft Auto 5 once the game starts in 2013 and once you're out of the prologue. So it's unsure why Michael chose to go to Dr. Friedlander as his therapist of choice. However, Dr. Friedlander has been widely praised for exposing the culture of narcissism in the ganglands of 1980s San Andreas. So that's kind of where he got his fame, and because of this, he's become one of the most respected and high-demand therapists in Los Santos, and he treats both criminals and celebrities. However, that's really not what's interesting about Isaiah Friedlander. What's very interesting is what happens to him because of the events in the game. So because of his visits with Michael, Dr. Friedlander actually becomes a celebrity. He tells him that he's gained his own TV show and that he'll be leaving Los Santos. And basically that he's going to use Michael's case in his show to make him extremely famous. Now, I'm sure you guys actually knew about that, but what you might not know is that in an internet article posted in the newsreel from the Los Santos Meteor, it reveals that Dr. Friedlander published a book on Michael's session and became a best-selling author as well. So not only did he get a TV show, but his book about Michael became best-selling. So the funny part is that he used a fake name for Michael called Marky DeSantos, which obviously is kind of a play on his name, Michael DeSanta. So that's kind of funny. And he described him as idiotic, terrifying, and amusingly deluded sociopath. So that's pretty cool that Isaiah Friedlander literally became a celebrity as Grand Theft Auto 5 progressed. And it's crazy that he did it through Michael creating a book and a TV show based off of their, I guess, really in-game experiences. However, that's not the only creepy thing about Dr. Isaiah Friedlander. There's also some interesting stuff on his computer that you might not know about. Now, I made a video dedicated to what was just on his computer about a year ago, and it's pretty crazy. So there's a couple things that are pretty normal here, like physical therapy, day off, going to the doctors, getting pills. But there's 2 things in particular that are very weird. The first of which occurs on the 22nd of September, and it says, "Go rob a bank." And then another one occurs on the 28th of September, which is "kill everyone." So once again, I'm not exactly sure what's going on with Dr. Friedlander here. I'm not sure if he's serious or if he has some secret criminal kind of second life that we don't know about, because he seems to have a pretty normal life. But what if on those particular days, Dr. Friedlander is a serious criminal? I mean, robbing a bank and killing everyone, those are some pretty serious crimes right there. So you can make of that what you want. I just thought that's very interesting. And if you ever have the opportunity to go in his office, you can actually see what's on his computer, which is pretty creepy. So try not to hang out with Dr. Friedlander on the 22nd or the 28th of September, even though that looks like it occurred in 2012. So that date is probably long gone by now. So now let's move on to Jock Cranley. So Jock Cranley is actually someone that doesn't physically appear in Grand Theft Auto 5, but he's an actor and stunt double celebrity and now politician who's appeared in multiple games, including GTA Vice City Stories and obviously Grand Theft Auto 5. Now, in Grand Theft Auto 5, he's the main conservative candidate in the race for governor for the state of San Andreas. But what's most interesting about Jock Cranley is his past and what we know about him before before he became famous. So before becoming famous, Jock Cranley used to live out in Blaine County, kind of where Trevor lives. And during the 1970s, Cranley had aspirations to become a stuntman in Los Santos, but his wife Jolene objected to them moving out to Los Santos, wishing for them to stay in Blaine County. Now, this is when it gets interesting. So while on a hike on Mount Gordo in 1978, Cranley threw his wife off the side of a cliff, killing her, and he was taken into custody by police, but immediately released without charge. Now, if that sounds familiar to you, that's because the ghost on Mount Gordo is actually his wife. So I don't know if you guys put that connection there, but Jolene Cranley is the ghost on Mount Gordo. So it seems as if Jock Cranley was willing to murder his own wife just to be able to move to Los Santos so that he could become a stuntman and then obviously becoming a politician as well. Now, that's not the only thing. It also seems as if Jock Cranley is sort of a creepy guy. In a radio interview with Bobby June, he actually reveals that he had 3 families, and it can be implied that he's sexually attracted to the friends of his 16-year-old daughter. So that is extremely creepazoid right there. Jock Cranley is not only a murderer, he's a political candidate, but he's also this super creepo, like pedophile that I wouldn't want to hang around with. So you might not have known anything about Jock Cranley, and even though he could be the potential governor of San Andreas, those are some of his creepy and dark secrets. And it makes it even more interesting because recently in Grand Theft Auto Online with the Cunning Stunts DLC, there's been the stuntman outfit that was inspired by Jock Cranley. So that's another reason why I wanted to include him on this list, because you might not know who that is, even though you've been wearing his stunt suit in GTA Online. Okay, so another celebrity we're going to touch on, even though he's very minor, is Jay Norris. Now, what we know of Jay Norris is he is the founder and CEO of Life Invader. He invented Life Invader in his parents' house and later made a fortune off selling the personal information of over 1 billion people who use Life Invader to corporations and the government. So basically, what Jay Norris did was create a social media, empire. And then what that social media thing was doing was taking their information and he would then sell it to corporations and government. How crazy is that? Now, I don't know if that happens like today with the social medias. I'm sure it does to some extent. But that's crazy, man. Jay Norris was dealing with the government and corporations to make billions of dollars. Now, a little bit of quick information about him is Norris appears to be a combined parody of real-life celebrities, Mark Zuckerberg, who is the founder and CEO of Facebook, as well as Steve Jobs, who we know is the former CEO of Apple, and he's recently just passed away. So that seems to be the parody of those two guys right there. And his backstory seems to be very similar to Apple and Steve Jobs. We know that Steve Jobs started building computers in his parents' basement, and obviously the parody of Jay Norris is that he started Life Invader in his parents' basement as well. So that's a pretty funny and cool connection right there, and that's just some super interesting information about the CEO of Life Invader. Okay, moving on, we've got Lazlo Jones. So Lazlo is an American talk show host who's been involved in the Grand Theft Auto games for a while now. And in the Grand Theft Auto series and in the US, he's maintained his job for nearly 30 years. So that's crazy. Lazlo has been working in Grand Theft Auto games for 30 years. He's made appearances in GTA 3, Vice City, San Andreas, Liberty City Stories, Vice City Stories, Grand Theft Auto 4, episodes from Liberty City, and Grand Theft Auto 5. So he has made a ton of appearances in game, and there is so much known on Lazlo that it would be so tough for me to reference everything in this video. So what I'm going to do is I'll include a link in the description. You can read so much on him. I could almost do an entire episode alone dedicated to Lazlo. There's just so much information on him. A couple things we do know about him is his arrest record. So this can actually be found in an LCPD database. So some of his crimes include stalking, forcible touching, bribery, public lewdness, bribery again, and then in 2005, exposure of a person. So those are just some of the things he did, and you can see when that was done, he's 46 years old. Now, one thing that's interesting about Lazlo is not only is he one of 10 characters to exist in the 3D universe and the HD universe, but he's also one of 4 real-life celebrities to make a whole physical appearance in the game. So that's actually pretty rare and puts him in some elite company. So Lazlo obviously is a real life celebrity. He appears in game. Phil Collins is another celebrity who appears in Vice City Stories. And then there's two celebrities that appear in Grand Theft Auto 4. You've got Ricky Gervais, who's a comedian, and then Cat Williams, who I believe is a comedian as well. I'm not really too sure what he does either. So those are some interesting things you might not have known about Lazlo. Once again, there is so much to include about Lazlo that I will leave a link in the description because it is just way too much. It would be crazy to talk about all the things regarding Lazlo. So I'll leave a link to that in the description, as well as all the other characters. You can check them out as well. Okay, and the last celebrity we're going to be talking about today is Poppy Mitchell. So Poppy Mitchell is an American actress who is featured not only in Grand Theft Auto 5, but you might know her from The Ballad of Gay Tony as well, where she makes a small appearance in a mission called Club Management. Now, what's interesting is in that mission, Poppy Mitchell actually reveals that she might have had a romantic relationship with Luis Lopez. Now, that shouldn't be surprising. Luis got together with many women. That was stated in The Ballad of Gay Tony. But I thought that was very interesting that those two characters might have had something going. And maybe Poppy Mitchell, since she moved out to Los Santos, maybe Luis moved out as well. Again, that's kind of stretching right there. But the other interesting thing about her is she's likely a parody of Lindsay Lohan. So there's another character in game called Lazlo Jones, who's likely a parody as well. But the reason for that is Poppy has a wild nightclub life that she tries to keep private. There's also a lot of other issues, like things in her career that are damaging that line up with Lindsay Lohan as well. So that is kind of a parody right there. And what you might not know is that Lindsay Lohan is actually suing Rockstar regarding the use of those two characters, Poppy Mitchell and Lazlo Jones. So that's kind of interesting right there. That's when kind of parody breaches the real life aspect right there. Do you guys see the relationship between Lindsay Lohan and Poppy Mitchell? Lindsay Lohan certainly does. I think Rockstar says no, it's just a parody. But I'd love to hear from you guys in the comment section down below. Those are some of the crazy secrets that you might not have known about from some of the celebrities of Grand Theft Auto 5 and the more famous characters in that game. Once again, if you guys did learn one new thing that you might not have known about these characters, be sure to drop this video a like and subscribe if you guys are new. You want to see more daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.